What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Game Show presented by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon Grunewald, here as always with John, Luke, and Josh. I threw the last name in there today. How's it going, guys?
John Luke, his last name. Yeah.
Last name.
Luke.
The
double
is my
name,
last
you know?
name. Mr. Luke.
I threw my last name in there. I was talking about me.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, he said Josh and John Luke.
Well, Josh doesn't have a last name. It's like Prince or Cher. Josh is just Josh or Jeff.
Oh, I thought you were saying he is Prince Josh.
What's up, Jason? What it do, FYF fam? And Z2 jumping on the train. FY fam hype train.
Yes.
Tim McDaniel says
it doesn't have a ring to it. It doesn't have a ring to it, guys. I'm sorry.
It's so good.
Tim McDaniel says, red alert, the GOAT is headed to the Bills. Who's headed to the Bills? Did I miss something?
The GOAT is headed to the Bills. There was something that just broke right before we got
you know
on
who
screen.
it is? You know who Tim McDaniels loves?
Trubisky.
JL. True Bilky. Milk Trubilky.
Milky Trubilky.
Milky Trubilky is now, we know for sure, a backup quarterback. He is headed to the Bills. I don't even know if there's anything we have to discuss with that. There's other more important free agency topics, and we've got some tiers. Yeah, Milk Trubilky's with the Bills now.
This is what I wanted to bring up. You hear about Drake?
Yes, to the Raiders.
Yeah, it's weird.
Not great, Bob. Not.
No.
Jalen and Josh are already miles behind Simon to start. I mean, they're always starting a couple miles behind me. Rick said Trubisky to the Bills. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that he would land a starting job just because I wanted to watch him start again. But that's besides the point. Z2, this is the next one I want to talk about. It says Kenyan Drake a Raider. Why? Yeah, that's exactly my thought. Why is Kenyan Drake a Raider? And what does this mean for fantasy? Yeah, what this means for fantasy is I'm less excited about Jacobs and Kenyan Drake now. They wouldn't sign Kenyan Drake signed a 2-year, $11 million deal. Like, that's a decent size chunk of money for an older running back. We say older, he's 27 freaking years old. But in running back years, that's 100. So they're going to use him.
I love how I'm an older person in the NFL. If I were to be in the NFL, I know I'm not, but I'm 29. So yeah, I'd be hitting my peak age right about now, depending on my position. But I digress on that. I am nervous for Josh Jacobs a little bit. I think he's still going to be a top 20 running back easy, but the Raiders already showed that they don't love him in the passing game, which I think he's a great pass catcher, but they obviously want someone else for that role. And I think that's what Drake's there for. And we could talk about Chase Edmonds real fast because, we're not as excited about these two guys, but man, Chase Edmonds, I'm pretty excited for. I'm sure they'll bring in someone else. But
I was about to say, I don't believe for a second that Chase Edmonds is going to be like a workhorse running back there for the Cardinals. They're going to bring someone else in or draft someone else. I understand the hype, but let's not get ahead of ourselves and start drafting Chase Edmonds as if he's locked and loaded workhorse back over there. I mean, we
Who
saw
are
what
you
we
drafting
did
first, though. Chase Edmonds or Drake?
If
Chase
everything
Edmonds
stays the same
redraft
now, Edmonds
and Dynasty.
Yeah. If everything stays the same, it is Edmonds right now. But we'll say, Jordan, I hate you. So Simon says, have a good show. Simon says, take that joke elsewhere. Rick says, Gruden says, Kenyan Drake is a jack of all trades.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's not wrong. Kenyan Drake, he's an excellent pass catcher. He's great on special teams. He's a good runner. They brought in like a good running back in there with Josh Jacobs. Like if they had signed Carlos Hyde like the Jaguars did, I wouldn't be as concerned, but they signed Kenyan Drake. Z2, the other one I want to talk about, Kyle Rudolph, a Giant.
Why? A lot of whys today.
Yeah. My reaction exactly. I don't know. The only thing I can think is, and they spent a decent amount of money. I forget the exact amount, but it doesn't seem like a need for them. Maybe they're worried about Ingram staying healthy, but Rudolph's not really the same kind of tight end that Ingram is. So
they were talking about making potentially, getting a tight end in there. I think Ingram has one more year left, if I'm not mistaken, on his contract. I'd have to bet that, but there were rumors that they were going to bring in a tight end to run alongside Ingram or replace Ingram. Surprised that it's Rudolph, but
Yeah, Rudolph or Z2 says 2 years, 60 mil for a run blocker essentially, and Rick said Rudolph can block and doesn't drop every pass. He's a different kind of tight end.
When it comes down to it, Rudolph is probably going to be on the field more than Evan Ingram is next year.
And that, are you taking into account Ingram's health or just as a player?
No, just I'm telling you, I bet you, I'd be willing to bet this, like their snap percentage. I bet you that Kyle Rudolph has a higher snap percentage. Even if Evan Ingram's healthy, Evan Ingram's a better fantasy tight end. Don't get me wrong, but he's gonna have more catches and yards. But Rudolph's gonna be on the field.
And then before we jump into tiers, we got to get going. We got 2 full tier lists to go through. Z2, you beat me to it right before I was about to say it. One more piece of tight end news. Jared Cook signed a 1-year deal with the Chargers.
Just about to bring that up.
First takes on that, Josh.
It's a lot more interesting than this other news we've gotten so far, right? They needed a tight end. Hunter Henry has been pretty good when healthy. Justin Herbert's up and coming. I think Jared Cook I think he will be a top 12 tight end next year.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think he will sniff that top 8 range. He might.
Doesn't mean much, but
I sniffed and then choked on the peanut butter that I had for lunch. It came back up.
Ew.
In case you guys were wondering what happened there.
Okay.
Tastes just as good the second time. When I went to go make a peanut butter sandwich today, this is slightly off topic. I opened up the jar and it was full of bread crust and crumbs. And I was like, what the hell happened in there? Then I remembered the other night at about 2 a.m., I might have been a bit inebriated and very hungry. And I left the bedroom to go get a snack, but I didn't want to make a peanut butter sandwich. It seemed like too much work.
Bread.
So I just took slices of bread and like dunked it in the jar of peanut butter.
How is that easier?
I've done that before.
How is that easier than just taking a knife and spreading?
I've done it before.
I don't have to get a knife. I don't have to clean the knife. It's just bread,
Cleaning
peanut butter.
a peanut butter knife is literally the easiest thing to do. You go, boom, you're done. Clean.
And then you
Put
slice your mouth
drawer.
open.
You put it with a butter knife? What are you?
That's the Joker origin story, is he licked his peanut butter knife, and that's what happened.
His butter knife.
Yeah.
Put it right back in the drawer. That's easy. It's nice and easy. Right back in the drawer for the next person.
Yep, exactly. What's up, Nick? How's it going? Welcome in. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can get started on this first tier list. For those of you who have not watched tiers before, how this works is we've got 2 different tier lists we're doing today. One's going to be fantasy football related, and the next one is not. We're going to sort these players into tiers. Today we are doing part 1 of our Dynasty wide receivers. We've got the first 20 wide receivers according to consensus Dynasty rankings on Fantasy Pros. So it's just the first 20. That's why there's 8 tiers up here. We're probably not going to use all 8 today, but they are available because there will be 40 players total on here, and I wanted us to give us the freedom and flexibility to put these players into appropriate tiers, not have these mega groupings. This is part 1. Next week we will do part 2 with wide receivers 21 through 40. But this is just the first 20 guys. Jay says, I support dipping bread in a peanut butter jar. Thank you,
That's how you know
Jay.
it's a bad take, if Jay agrees with you.
I feel like Jay agrees with you a lot.
No.
Yikes. Yikes. What's that say? So, real fast, is this in a Dynasty context?
Yes, we are tiering Dynasty wide receivers. So these are the top 20 Dynasty wide receivers according to Fantasy Pros consensus expert rankings.
Don't yell at us for these. Well, you yell at us for the tiers, not who we have in the top 20 today.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Right. Guys, I say we dive right in and get started. So Jay hyped me up on Twitter, so every Jay take is a good take.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Sorry, Jay, you're on the losing end of this one. Guys, if you guys enjoy these tier lists and you want to watch some of our past ones that we've done, you can find all of those on our YouTube channel as well. We have Front Yard Fantasy on YouTube and Front Yard Fantasy on Twitch. Subscribing over on YouTube or following us on Twitch helps us out immensely. We would really appreciate it. And you can make sure you never miss another one of these live streams again, or catch up on the old ones that you have missed. Now onto the stream.
Let's get started with the stream. Hit the live broadcast button.
Now we're finally going to start streaming.
Okay, you guys ready to go live?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
I want to give a shout out to Anthony. Anthony was the one who came in and said, yo, the colors are backwards. Like, what's going on? Why is F green. And so I switched it up, but I gave the top tier pink or purple color just to kind of differentiate it. Like those guys are super. Also, I used all the greens and reds from 2 to 7, so I had to make 1 and 8 different colors. So that's how we went with it.
NBA rig.
And then NBA, good reminder. He said, is the NCAA bracket on Sleeper? It is on Sleeper. Guys, if you want the link to join that, it is in our Discord. Jail might be kind enough to throw it in the chat here as well. But it's just for fun, no money involved, just bragging rights, talking shit. So if you want to make your bracket and throw it in that group, go ahead. No,
I'm going to win. I'm definitely going to win.
Josh, you're very bad at these things.
Yeah, right. I got it.
Thank you, Anthony. I appreciate it. Okay, guys, I want to start this the way an MBS is this possible to fill it on desktop. Unfortunately, their bracket app is mobile only. You cannot fill out your bracket on the desktop with Sleeper. Bonk.
That's annoying.
Guys, I want to start this like we usually do. The obvious top tier wide receivers. Josh, I know immediately what you're going to say. You want AJ Brown up there in the top tier, right?
I do. In a dynasty league, Corey Davis isn't coming back. Jonnu Smith isn't coming back. Who is coming back? No, they've got no one on the Titans. I know that's not what you're supposed to necessarily look for in a dynasty context, but you know what you will look for is just AJ Brown's talent. He's amazing. Top tier 1, no doubt.
I agree with tier 1. So, Jail, it really doesn't matter what you say, but do you agree with us or would you put him in tier 2?
Thank you for at least asking. I agree with y'all. It's fine.
Okay, cool.
AJ Brown, tier 1.
Thank you for disparaging me anyway.
You're welcome. John Luke, now that I'm done disparaging you, is there a wide receiver you would automatically put in tier 1?
Yeah, I think Deontay Adams needs to be up there.
Josh, you in agreement?
Yeah, I am. He's tied to Aaron Rodgers.
Simon, it doesn't matter what you say. He's tier 1. But do you have anything you want to offer?
It's really funny that I know Simon probably is the biggest Deontay Adams fan out of us. So,
yeah, I mean, Deontay Adams is my wide receiver 1 in Dynasty, period. I'm not worried about 3 years from now. He's got the next couple years with Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to stick with Deontay Adams. And I guess that comes to me. This one might be a little bit more contentious, but I would still put DeAndre Hopkins up there in tier 1 as a tier 1 Dynasty wide receiver. So you guys can argue about that if you'd like. Josh, you made a noise. Would you put him in tier 1 or are you disagreeing with that?
I mean, this is the first more or less difficult decision. I think absolutely an argument can be made. I say that a lot for tier 2. I'm fine putting him in tier 1 though, no doubt. Yeah.
But what would you do? Would you put him in tier 1 or tier 2?
That's a good question. And I'm having a lot of trouble deciding.
We'll come back to you. John Luke,
I think he'd have, tier 1.
Yeah, I think he's tier 1. I think that is not going to be a popular opinion, but
yeah, I don't think it's a popular one either. JFuse2 is asking for Tyreek the Freak to be thrown up there. What do you guys think about that one, Jail? Where would you put Tyreek Hill?
I would probably put him in tier 1. Back in tier 1, maybe. Yeah, you know what? I'd have him in tier 1. I'm taking him right around DeAndre Hopkins, so probably even before.
I'm right there with you, JL. I would take Tyreek Hill ahead of DeAndre Hopkins. So if we're putting DeAndre Hopkins in tier 1, I really do think that Tyreek should be in there. Absolutely. No question. Yeah, he belongs in my tier 1 for sure.
Yeah.
I agree with you guys. Z2 calling out. He's saying that's Clemson bias, putting D-Hop up there in tier 1. Maybe a little bit, but Josh doesn't have Clemson bias, though we did realize yesterday that all of us went to a Tigers school. Josh had a Tigers mascot, so there might be some Tiger bias as well.
But then Justin Jefferson should be in here too.
House and Tigers, let's go.
NBA says, one feedback for the tiers fun. Is it possible to add a name to these pictures? Hard to read without you guys saying their names. Yeah, I completely understand that. And I can look into that for next week, seeing if there's a way to display that better. You can
upload your own pictures, I'm guessing?
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Okay. Yeah, we can mess with that.
Yeah, so that's great feedback. I know it's sometimes hard to tell who these players are for with such a small thumbnail. Can I zoom?
Yeah. Whoa.
Hey, whoa, those are some
and
faces.
Deontay,
yeah,
DK, Mike,
some good-looking men we got here.
Chris,
why is Justin Jefferson so much closer up?
He's very
I feel like rookies sometimes just have weird pictures, It's it's not the same picture everyone else has, and especially with COVID and stuff,
Yeah.
I noticed that in Madden. Sometimes the rookie pictures just look completely different.
Calvin really looks way older in that picture than
I know. I was thinking that too. He looks like 35.
He looks like he's at least 42.
But he looks so young, like in other pictures you see of him.
Yeah, I don't know why that's the picture that's like out there a lot. Like I've seen that headshot for him a ton, but he looks way older in that picture than he actually looks.
Hey guys, I gotta say, it looks like according to the chat, we're doing a pretty good job so far. So yeah.
Jay says D-Hop definitely tier 1. Anthony says Tyreek and DK tier 1.
That was the next name I was going to bring up.
DK Metcalf.
Yep.
Are we all in agreement that DK Metcalf belongs up there as a tier 1 wide receiver?
Yeah, I think to sum in my Josh here, I think an argument could be made for tier 2. But
yes, an argument could definitely be made.
I think either way, it's gonna be hard to say DK and not or D-Hop without DK in there.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think he belongs up there. And I find it interesting whenever we switch from running backs to wide receivers, because I feel like the tier 1 is a lot kind of less clear with wide receivers. Like there's some other names that, like, I personally am not going to put Justin Jefferson up there in tier 1 yet, but I know a lot of people have him as their overall number 1 dynasty wide receiver. Justin Jefferson would be tier 2 for me, but barely, like the beginning of that tier. John Luke, where would you put Justin Jefferson?
I'd probably put him in tier 1 with DK, but I don't know. It could be top.
You're making me make this.
You can say tier 1, and then we make Josh decide.
All right, let's make Josh
decide. Thanks a lot, guys. Make me get all the hate.
I would much rather have Justin Jefferson than DK, and maybe that's recency bias, but
yeah. So what really scares me is the fact that Russell Wilson seems like he does not want to stay in Seattle. And if DK Metcalf doesn't have Russell Wilson, it really makes me nervous. I'm not saying I'm moving DK down. I'm just saying that Justin Jefferson and DK Metcalf, in my mind, do belong in the same tier, though.
See, but then if we're saying that, then I think CeeDee Lamb belongs in the same tier as well.
Yeah.
And I don't think Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb are tier 1 wide receivers right now. Like I think there's a tier break between these guys, and then when we start talking about
Justin Jefferson showed it a little bit more than CD, at least at this point. I'm not saying CD won't get to that point, but we just didn't see it quite as much.
Yeah, I get that. We also saw him without his quarterback for the majority.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm just saying it's what we saw.
We agree, JL. So is that a bad take?
Maybe.
And NBA says, bingo, Josh, DK is not as intangible. I would be okay with moving DK and Justin Jefferson into tier 2 and adding CeeDee Lamb into that tier. But I can be outvoted. I said Justin Jefferson tier 2. JL, it sounds like you said Justin Jefferson tier 1. Josh, where is JJ for you?
JJ.
Or is it contingent upon where we put DK Metcalf?
That's the thing. I truly, honestly believe DK Metcalf and Justin Jefferson are neck and neck in my mind. I truly believe. And actually, I kind of agree with JL that CeeDee Lamb is a step behind them. So maybe we're figuring this out. Well, maybe they all belong in tier 1. I think if you drafted any of these guys in the first round of a dynasty startup league, I'm not going to question you.
If you drafted CeeDee Lamb in the first round, I would.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that CeeDee Lamb, I do actually think is a step down from these guys.
Yeah.
I love CeeDee Lamb's talent. I think he's more talented than Justin Jefferson, but what he did last year, I would sound like an idiot. Like I don't know.
I think next season this could be different, right? If we're filling out this tier list next season.
And I feel like in Dynasty, you have to like kind of project a little bit. Know what I mean? That's what I'm saying is like, that's why I put Justin Jefferson in tier 2 along with CeeDee Lamb. I think their value is going to be very close together.
Yeah.
Like I'm not just basing it off. Like this isn't like who did the best in 2020.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's like your Dynasty wide receiver tiers. And I like CeeDee Lamb. I would trade, if I had Justin Jefferson, I would trade Justin Jefferson straight up for CeeDee Lamb in a Dynasty league. I believe in the CeeDee Lamb's talent. He's attached to Dak Prescott. I would make that trade.
And honestly, Simon, I think I would do that trade too. I would never do that trade because of the perceived value of each, and I would want something else on top of CeeDee Lamb. I would want something on top of CeeDee Lamb.
I understand what you're saying. I guess the point I was trying to make, though, is that I value CeeDee Lamb more than Justin Jefferson as a wide receiver in a Dynasty league. Which is why this is tough for me. So I would put him in tier 1 along with those guys, but it sounds like you guys want to put him in tier 2, and that is fine. But I need your official answers.
I'm gonna put. I like what we did so far. I think this ends the tier 1 and CeeDee Lamb goes to the top to tier 2.
Anthony says Jefferson is tier 1 with DK.
And I love what you were saying about projecting. It makes a lot of sense. I like Lamb's talent. Oh, look, Ricky don't come in like that.
Jefferson. See, I agree, Ricky.
Ricky also wants Michael Thomas tier 1.
Did he say that? Did I miss that?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, yeah, he did say that. So yeah, get out of here.
Yeah, can't be trusted. I'm high on Michael Thomas.
Yeah, you are. Out of us three, you're definitely the Michael Thomas guy if there's one.
Wait, so I'm the Devontae Adams guy.
Yeah.
JL.
I'm the AJ Brown guy.
I'm the D-Hop guy.
That's not fair. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so is CeeDee Lamb going in
AJ Brown.
tier 2?
I think he belongs in tier 2, even though that's where he belongs. He's going to get drafted there in any startup, He's going to get drafted behind these guys. I truly do believe that.
What's crazy is looking at this top tier, these top 6 wide receivers. I would not fault anyone for drafting any of these guys as the number 1 overall wide receiver in a dynasty league.
I would. If someone took CD, you're saying just tier 1?
Just tier 1.
I would definitely question.
I wouldn't take
DeAndre Hopkins or DK first.
But I can see the argument for every single one of them.
Yeah. I absolutely. And if Russell Wilson's still there, DK apps and who knows what's going to happen. DK kind of does deserve to be there in my opinion. So
Thomas agrees with Rick. Lamb greater than Jefferson. Z2 has another candidate for tier 1. He said he wants Diggs in tier 1.
Man, Diggs was left for dead before last year.
That's a discussion.
Remember that? People were saying like tier 0.
The argument I was making for CeeDee Lamb, the supremely talented wide receiver attached to a young quarterback, where they've already got and then we've seen the connection more with Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. I can see the argument for Diggs in tier 1. I think I would put Diggs in tier 1. That he's got one of the best situations of these wide receivers.
Do you want to know my personal opinion?
Yes.
That's what the game is, Josh.
I know. I believe that Stephon Diggs in redraft is a tier 1 receiver in Dynasty, and I know he's not that old. I just not enough time with Josh Allen, not enough knowing about Josh Allen's accuracy, and if he's going to continue being this elite quarterback. I would draft CeeDee Lamb ahead of Stephon Diggs in a Dynasty league.
Yeah, I would too.
So I guess that makes Diggs tier 2 then.
2 or 3 for me.
It does. It's two for me. Definitely 2. At least 2.
I say 1.
I understand if you want to put him in 1.
He gets injured a lot. He didn't this past season, but he usually does.
And we just saw Justin Jefferson destroy. He did so much better than Diggs ever did with Kirk Cousins. Not ever did. I know Diggs had some really good years with Kirk Cousins, but Justin Jefferson was a rookie, and I don't know.
Anthony said based on age, I think MT, D-Hop, and Diggs should be tier 2. Adams is the exception to that rule.
Hill should be there too, right?
Yeah, he's similar age as well. See, he's
1 or 2 years younger, but yeah.
If I look at the next 2 to 3 years for dynasty assets, and I know that's not how everybody does it, but so a 27-year-old wide receiver doesn't scare me off the way it probably does for others.
If we're sorting inside the tiers, I'm definitely taking that into account.
Yeah.
A lot more heavily than this, but I agree with Simon. I think to project more than 3 years out would be a mistake.
Yeah. Brady says you need to drop Hopkins down to tier 2 if Diggs is tier 2. I think we've got more of a track record of success with DeAndre Hopkins than we do with
consistent.
Diggs.
Just he's the model of consistency. Diggs has not been until this.
We've seen Hopkins do it with crappy quarterback play, good quarterback. This is his best quarterback ever, and so is Josh Allen for Stephon Diggs. But Stephon Diggs as a person just scares me. As a player, as an NFL player, just scares me more than DeAndre Hopkins a lot more.
Rick says Thomas is 1 year removed from a 1,700-yard season, battled injuries, and is one of, if not the most QB-proof wide receivers in the league. The hate is harsh right now. I think people are too low on him.
I agree with your point. Everything you're saying.
I'm still putting him in tier 2.
Still tier 2.
I would put him in tier 2 too. So
I didn't mean to put him first, but there he is.
I would draft Diggs and CeeDee Lamb above him, but it doesn't matter if he's.
We're not really ordering within the tier, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, do you guys want to just start going through these guys one by one?
Let's do it.
We've got Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper, one of my first fantasy loves. One of the players that I really attached my name to. I love Amari Cooper, but he's a clear tier behind every wide receiver we have up on the board right now. With his age, the unknown situation. What'd you say?
I would say 2 tiers.
Yeah, I think he's either tier 3, maybe tier 4.
Maybe we should pass him for just the moment.
Yeah, because I'm going to say tier 5.
Okay.
But we kind of have a general idea of where he's falling in.
Allen Robinson.
Allen Robinson. I think he's a tier above Amari Cooper in my mind. Yeah. And I don't know where Allen Robinson's going to fill in exactly yet. Probably 3, but maybe 4.
Who would be? Maybe we should go by tier. Is that easier?
Yeah, maybe we should. Maybe we should just do this.
Because it's too hard to do like the relativity.
Yeah. Is there anyone else in tier 2? So let's look. We got Amari Cooper, Allen Robinson, Deontay Johnson, DJ Moore, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Keenan Allen, Kenny Galladay, Calvin Ridley, T. Higgins, and Terry McLaurin.
I'm personally looking at like this, and I don't think anyone else is in tier 2 personally. Maybe if you're really a Calvin Ridley fan, but not for me. Maybe if you're a Godwin fan, but maybe if you're a Godwin fan, I think Godwin. There's an argument for Godwin to be in tier 2. But I think there's like a grouping of guys after this, and it's kind of like Calvin Ridley, Godwin, and McLaurin and Robinson.
Maybe an unpopular opinion, but even though last season was rough, I'm going to put DJ Moore in that same tier as well. I believe in the talent like supremely, and I think with a better quarterback situation, we're going to see some hyper productive seasons. NBA says, why would Diggs drop off chemistry with Allen next year? Mental lapse. I don't think anybody's saying that all of a sudden the chemistry is going to disappear. Just that we've seen the consistency from DeAndre Hopkins. We don't want to project like what was Stephon Diggs' best season in the NFL as the new normal going forward. You know what I mean? We have to look at the full body of work. And I know he's in a new situation, but it's hard to continue to project career years as the new normal.
Yes.
You can't keep doing that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anthony. We appreciate it. We'll hopefully it doesn't devolve too much.
It's gonna. Just you wait.
Rick says blasphemy. Jay says Cooper's def tier 2, underrated since joining the Cowboys. You guys are nuts.
But what about before the Cowboys? Was he not underrated? Because I feel like he got more.
We really have not seen it
rated
from Cooper. We've seen it a little bit, but like, that's scary. It's and CD Lamb. Oh, that's scary, man.
Thomas, I completely agree with you. I don't want you guys to hear what I'm not saying. I still love Amari Cooper, and in startup drafts, I'm drafting him almost everywhere because he is dropping so far. You said you got him at 8-10 and a 10-man super flex. Like I know it's IDP and super flex, so that's a little bit lower than
and 10-man.
But still, that is insane value. Cooper is one of my most targeted players in startup drafts right now because of how far he's falling. I just don't know how long he's going to be with the Cowboys. You know what I mean? They have an out after this next year. And with CeeDee Lamb, they may not be looking to move forward with another very expensive wide receiver 1 on their team. That's the only thing that worries me because we've seen him not have success on another team with the Raiders. So
it's the same argument that people make with like situation versus talent, CEH, right? Like Keyshawn Vaughn, like all these rookie running backs who come in. It's like you got situation over talent. I'm afraid that like I know Cooper's talented, but I'm afraid that his success is way too attached to Dak and this offense.
Jay said, I hear what you're not saying, Simon. Thanks, Jay. But to go back, do you guys, Josh, you were saying, do you think any other wide receivers belong in tier 2, or do you think we're starting a new tier after Michael Thomas?
I think the only one that I personally might consider is Chris Godwin, but I think
I would not put Chris Godwin. I would put Chris Godwin in tier 3 for sure.
I think I would put him in tier 2 if you're putting
really
Michael Thomas there.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
I like
apart from this past season, he's been well, right? And he's dealing with the hip injuries last season. He's been well.
Yeah.
So I think that's right where he belongs. Back at tier 3.
You say apart from this past season, how many years
the number
did he have before that?
I don't know.
He was the number 1 like wide receiver 2 seasons ago. I think on a points per game basis.
Right, and that was his breakout year, right?
Yeah, and then this last year he was great on a points per game basis again. But yeah, he did deal with the injury.
I completely agree with that.
He still got 840 yards. He had a near identical season this past one the year before, or I'm sorry, in 2018. In 2019, 1,333 yards, 2 more touchdowns. It's pretty consistent for having a hip injury this past season. He really did okay. Yeah.
No, I feel I completely understand that. And I mean, I'm the first one that said it, right? I think you could make an argument for it, but tier 3 for me.
I was going to say, I agree with Rick because I would prefer Amari Cooper over Chris Godwin in a dynasty format. So that's where I can't in good conscience put him above Amari Cooper. Tier 3.
I would prefer Godwin over Amari Cooper personally.
Well, Josh,
but
where did you end up?
Tier 3. I did. I end up in tier 3.
That's right. That's why I put it there. I didn't just veto your tier 2, JL.
No, that's okay.
Josh said tier 3 as well. Other tier 3 wide receivers, T. Higgins belongs in that conversation for me. I loved what we saw, but I don't think we necessarily saw enough to bump him up into that tier 2 range. So I think it's close. But I'm going to put him in tier 3 with Chris Godwin. What about you guys?
Yeah, T. Higgins, that he's a tier below.
Below
tier Godwin for sure.
Oh, you think he's a tier below Godwin?
Yeah. In my mind, he definitely is.
Jay says Godwin tier 3 is crazy. I'm turning
Does
this
he
off
like
and
Godwin?
never watching again.
Does he think he should be lower or higher? I actually don't. I do.
Rick said, sorry, I gotta go.
Gotcha.
I have to go buy MT and Amari everywhere real quick. And then Kev says bird up regardless. I think we missed his first bird up. We did. There we go.
Bird up.
He making sure we see it. Bird up. So T. Higgins, Josh, you're saying tier 4 for T. Higgins?
Yeah, I definitely not tier 3.
I say tier 3, definitely, maybe tier 2. But that could be the Clemson bias.
He had like a pretty similar year stat wise to CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
908. Let's see. T. Higgins had 908 yards for 6 touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb had 935 yards for 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, I just believe in CeeDee Lamb's talent a little bit more, but we saw similar seasons from them, and that's why I say tier 3, maybe tier 2. Like I agree with you. CeeDee Lamb, the talent is what's bumping him up to tier 2 for me, but I view T. Higgins in a similar light, but slightly below CeeDee.
I mean, they had near identical just in terms of situation too, right? Both their quarterbacks went down. It's just funny because there's definitely a perceived tiered break between the two guys.
Yeah, no, I'm fine putting him in tier 3.
You know what? I'm tier 2 for T. Higgins. I think he's up there with CeeDee Lamb for me. Oh,
you're never going to see Higgins go above like a lot of these guys we're going to be putting in tier 3 in a dynasty startup.
Jay agrees with me. He says tier 2 for Higgins. You guys are taking crazy pills. My final answer is tier 2. Josh, yours is tier 4.
I'm fine going tier 3.
Well, what would you say? This isn't what is Josh fine with, Josh. This is what does Josh
my tier
think?
3 would consist of Calvin Ridley, Chris Godwin, Allen Robinson, and Terry McLaurin.
Cool, but what about T. Higgins? You know the question.
And T. Higgins would be in tier 4.
Tier 4. Okay, cool. JL, where would you put T. Higgins?
So you put him 2 whole tiers below CeeDee Lamb?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I think CeeDee Lamb is incredibly talented.
I understand that, but like why?
Jay was disagreeing with me. He says, no, I was disagreeing with Simon. Higgins is tier 4.
I think that CeeDee Lamb, what he did with the Cowboys was more impressive.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Higgins, he has a role. He was definitely the best receiver on the Bengals. I think that Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup and there's just I don't know. CeeDee Lamb is much more impressive to me.
Where are you going, JL? Come on, we've been on T. Higgins for 5 minutes. We need your final answer.
I'm going tier 2. He's up there with those guys, in my opinion.
Oops, I accidentally put him in tier 1.
Honestly, I think I would put him and CeeDee Lamb. I don't know. Maybe I would redistribute these a little bit. I think realistically, I'd put them both in tier 3 on different sides of it. But I don't know. I just feel like I don't fully understand he's more impressive. Josh, you're not the only one that says that. I feel like a lot of people were like, there's that huge perceived difference, and I haven't necessarily fully understood that yet. So I'm going to dig into that.
Well, there was a gigantic perceived difference coming into the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas says because Lamb has future top 5 talent at the position, I don't think Higgins is more than top 10. Jay says Lamb very well could have had a better season than Justin Jefferson if Dak didn't get hurt. And then Rick said, I think too much is being put into weird 2020. Lamb is just more skilled. And then Jay said, talk about a homer pick. But what about this? Jay Fuse 2 saying Higgins tier 2, and he is not a Clemson Tiger. So suck that, homer haters.
But he's dumb.
Well, we didn't consider that. Oh, yikes. I don't know what about, but it said, sup, Jordan. Welcome in. Cool. Josh, you've been saying his name over and over again. Terry McLaurin. Where are you putting Terry?
Tier 3. Yeah, it's gotten a little weird because Godwin is so much higher than T. Higgins in my mind. It's like ridiculous. But tier 3. I'm gonna take T. Higgins as an outlier in my mind.
Something feels wrong with Terry McLaurin down there in tier 3. Oh, he was not agreeing with me. He says yikes about Higgins in tier 2. Oh, people do not like that. Yeah, Terry McLaurin is tier 2 for me.
Patrick.
He's tier 2 for me. You said 3, Josh?
Yeah, he's tier 3 for me.
And Jay, he's above Chris Godwin for me.
Yeah, I probably have him tier 2.
Tier 2 it is.
I love Terry McLaurin. So
what about Calvin Ridley?
Definitely McLaurin over Higgins for me.
Jay
I would probably take. Yeah, I'm definitely taking McLaurin over Higgins too.
I don't know. That one's
maybe he should
a little bit closer for
tier
me.
3.
Oh, you think?
I don't know. I think Godwin should be in tier 2, so it's all wonked.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, honestly, Godwin and Higgins aren't like crazy far off or anything, you know.
Just keep Higgins in 3. It's fine.
Okay,
Otherwise,
Higgins in 3.
Yelling at us.
Yeah.
Listen, no one's gonna yell at you.
Swamp Nola said at work. He cries, and then Rick says Ridley above Higgins as well. Z2 agrees with that, and Thomas also agrees with that. So now we're talking about Calvin Ridley.
Tier 2 for sure.
Josh?
Calvin Ridley would be tier 3 for me because he's right next to like Chris Godwin for me. But if you want to put him tier 2, I understand it. I really do.
He's tier 2 for me. So that's where he's going to end up. Next up, we got Kenny G. This one's a little bit tougher, right?
Yeah. No, this is really tough.
To me.
We do not know where Kenny G's going to go, but he.
Anthony said, I think it's funny. Simon had like 4 tiers and y'all are only going to use 3 anyway. The reason there's so many tiers is because we have an additional 20 players that we're adding next week. So
split into 2 parts.
Yep. We will use more of them next week.
Yeah. So who are we on right here?
Kenny Galladay.
It's tough. You know, he's such a good receiver. He's 6'5", big, you know, one of the best contested catch guys in the league, hands down. But he's going to have to be paired with a quarterback that is willing to just chuck it up to him. Because if he's not, he's going to end up with like 3 catches a game. So he's probably tier 4 or 5. He's a step below these other guys, in my opinion.
Dale?
I think he probably should be tier 3. But based off what we know now, I think he's tier 4.
In the right situation, absolutely. His talent is there, but he's so different. You know, he's not a PPR guy, right? So that's concerns me.
I agree.
But neither are a lot of these guys.
Tier 4. I could see grouping them in with
Chris Godwin's not
Godwin,
a PPR guy.
Godwin and Higgins.
Is he?
I mean, he's a slot receiver. He's going to get a lot of targets.
All right, who are we on next?
Next, we've got Keenan Allen. Continuously disrespected Keenan Allen. He's between 3 and 4 for me. I think we think he's a lot older than he actually is, but he's about the same age as a bunch of these guys. He's 28. So he's around the 27, 28 range with a bunch of these other wide receivers. Man, it is tough though. I'm not entirely sure. He's right in between those 2 for me. I'm probably going to go tier 3 because of the quarterback situation. I love Justin Herbert. They're throwing the ball to him. Mike Williams is likely gone, right? Or is he officially gone from the Chargers? Hunter Henry gone.
He's still there.
Is he still there? I know there's been talks of Mike Williams not being on the Chargers next year, but I'm going to go Keenan Allen in tier 3. I would draft him ahead of Galladay, for sure.
Tier 3 makes sense.
JL?
The age concern.
I have him in tier 4 for Dynasty.
Yeah, I understand it.
Well, you got outvoted. Tier 3. We've got 5 more guys we got to get through kind of quick so that we can get to our lunchbox.
Let's do it.
Mike Evans, tier 3 for me. He's there with Chris Godwin.
Tier 4.
Tier 4.
You guys are crazy.
I know. I'm sorry.
How many 1,000-yard seasons do you need from Mike Evans before you start respecting him? Everyone friggin' hates on Mike Evans.
I respected the hell out of him before last year, actually. I mean, Godwin kind of scares me.
Whatever. Mike Evans tier 4. I would put him in tier 3. Jace has got him greater than McLaurin, Ridley, and Higgins, and MT for him. And he wants Jay to pass whatever he's smoking over there to get on that level for the wide receivers. And then Rick said, come on, man. The MT hate is crazy. And Jay says he's had MT right behind Godwin. And then Rick says, got to drop Galladay out of the same tier as Evans. Well, I think got to raise Evans out of the same tier as Galladay. I would not put those two players in the same tier. I don't think they belong together.
I can see the argument to be made.
If Evans is tier 4, I think Galladay's tier 5. But
I just think that Evans and Galladay are very similar players, and Galladay's younger, right? Isn't he? I mean, probably not that much younger. I know he came out kind of old, and he hasn't proven nearly as much as Evans. So I can see the argument.
Okay, DJ Moore. For me, that's a tier 2, tier 3. I'll go tier 3 because of the disappointment we did see this past year, but no lower than tier 3 for me.
3.
John Luke.
Yeah, 3 I think makes sense. Yeah.
I really would put him in 2.
I might put him in 4, but I'm outvoted anyway, so.
I'm more in a 3-4 level myself, but 3 sounds good.
Deontay Johnson. This one's a little bit tricky for me. John Luke, where are you putting Deontay Johnson?
I think he's
Dropante Dropson.
Tier 5, probably.
Yeah, I'm drafting every wide receiver on the board ahead of him. Like every wide receiver we have up there, I'm drafting ahead of Deontay Johnson.
Tier 5.
So I agree. Tier 5. I think Rick is going to be upset about that one. It looks like he said 3 ahead of Godwin for Deontay Johnson, unless he was talking about DJ Moore.
I think he's talking about Deontay Johnson.
He's above Galladay,
I guess, but
Allen Robinson
scares me there. Yeah. I don't want to start.
Well, too bad, because you said that you're starting.
All right, cool. He falls into tier 2 or 3 for me. But giving the Bears quarterback situation, I guess I'll go with 3.
John Luke.
I think he's probably 3. I would put him above DJ Moore and Keenan Allen.
Talent-wise, he's a top-tier receiver talent-wise, but we're talking about.
I would put tier 2 for him, but I'm fine with tier 3. You guys outvoted me. Welcome in, Sully. He said, way late to the party today. I will better late than never, and you can see the results of this. We've made some people upset. Rick says Robinson 2. I agree with you, and Jay says, you're better off, Sully. It's a dumpster fire. Thomas says Deontay's tier 4, in my opinion. He's another bargain in startups like Amari. Jay says Robinson 2. Our last player we've got left is Amari Cooper.
Amari. Yikes. Tier 3.
Yeah, I'll put him there with Allen Robinson. I'll put him there with Allen Robinson in tier 3. John Luke.
Doesn't matter, but I would say tier 4 or 5.
I actually kind of am leaning that way now that I see Mike Evans and Galladay there. But
I put him probably right behind. I would definitely take Evans and Galladay over Amari Cooper.
Really?
Oh my God! Every day of the week.
I'm trying to think. I might do it. I probably would take Evans actually over Amari Cooper. I don't know about Galladay yet, but
I think that's blasphemous to say you would take Kenny Galladay over Amari Cooper.
How about Evans or Amari Cooper, Simon? I'm just
well.
You didn't want to answer that one.
I don't. Jay says, "JL, are you drunk?"
Yeah, on knowledge.
Drunk on power.
Okay, I say 3. What do you guys say?
3's fine.
It's not what's fine, Josh. How many times do we have to go over the rules of tiers? Where would Josh put Amari Cooper?
4.
4 and John.
4 it is.
God, you guys are dingbat idiots.
Sorry,
there goes Amari Cooper in tier 4.
I love you guys.
Rick says Galladay is easily the worst out of these guys. How we all the guys we have up on the board. And then Sean says, what's up, Sean? How's it going? I listened to the song you were talking about. And Sean, it was shocking in the shower just because I was expecting a jam band song because I didn't look at the artist and it was not a jam band song. So I was bumping in the shower this morning to the Simon Says song that you recommended. I was expecting something entirely different. Rick says gross about the Amari Cooper take. I completely agree.
Sorry, Rick.
But you
By
know
the
what?
Way, I took the last couple minutes. I just want to look up Chris Godwin's stats. He's not a particularly PPR guy. His ranking has not been. It's either been the same or worse in PPR versus standard, which is interesting.
Jay says, okay. Rick, they need us on tiers together. And Thomas says, agree with Rick again. Yeah, maybe we got to bring Rick and Jay on for tiers. And then Roto Heats always says, this is almost as disappointing as the fruit tiers.
The snacks one or the wide receiver one?
The snack or the fruits one or the wide receiver one is almost as disappointing as the fruit tiers that we ended up with.
I think that's what he's saying.
And Anthony said, you guys have an opportunity to fix these tiers once the other guys are added in next time.
I'm sure we're going to change our minds a little bit.
Yeah, we'll probably do some reorganizing. And then Rick said, I really don't want to thumb this down. Well, maybe the snack takes will help you bring it back up. Guys, we were doing Lunchbox snacks. These are your childhood snacks that you had in your lunchbox as a kid growing up. We've got a smorgasbord of different options here. And I say we just start with anybody's obvious S's. I'm going to name my favorite one on this list, what I would put an S. If you guys disagree with me, I hate you forever. The frosted animal crackers are the S tier snack from Lunchbox as a kid.
I never had those.
What?
Frosted animal crackers? Never had them.
Yeah, these like pink and white ones right here.
Plenty of animal crackers. Never had frosted animal crackers.
Oh my God, they're so good.
I wouldn't put them in S tier.
You guys are crazy.
I'm not crazy. I'm just uninformed.
Rhoda said Evans tier 4, WTF. Yeah, I agree with you. Evans should not be tier 4. But that's besides the point. Neither should Amari Cooper. And Jay says, where's zebra cakes? They're up your butt. Did you forget to check there, Jay? That's where they are. That's why I couldn't put them on the list. And Jay agreed with me. Frosted animal crackers are amazing. I say S tier. What do you guys say? We need to get these votes in.
I think probably B. A,
then it's maybe? A tier. Because I was just going to average you guys because I've never had
That's
them
fair.
But they sound really good.
I was saying B or A, so I'm cool with that. Yeah.
Sean said, yeah, Def not a jam band song. I saw him do that song live at the 930 Club in DC in high school circa 2004. The beat is just epic. Yeah, it was a banger in the shower this morning. I was dancing. Lucky I didn't get hurt. You would have been liable.
Are you saying it sucks because I've never had them before, Swamp? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I'll get on it.
Anthony says frosted animal crackers are like cardboard with frosting and sprinkles. Perfect. That's
pretty much anything's better with frosting.
It's always like when they refer to like Clemson as Auburn with a lake, trying to like insult Clemson. I'm like, well, like if I could choose to have a lake or not have a lake, I would choose to have a lake.
If all things are equal and I get a lake, then
give me the lake.
The
Swamp says Nutter Butter and Scooby Gummy S in my book. Let's move on to the Scooby Gummies because I know JL, those are some of your
S.
JL says S. Josh, what do you say?
S.
I put Scooby Gummies in the D tier because they're not even the best gummies.
What is wrong?
This
should prove to you that you have terrible taste.
Dude, the Welch's gummies were so much better than the Scooby gummies.
Oh, no,
they're not
Welch's gummies in this list?
Okay, they are not. There were too many gummies.
Healthy bastardation.
Well, you guys both voted S.
They're not that healthy. I love gummies, by the way, guys.
But they're like the healthy.
So listen, I would probably also put Welch's gummies in S tier as well, Simon. So it is what it is.
And Tim says Scooby gummies are not as good as Gushers.
All right, Gushers should be S tier too. Let's just get that out of the way.
Yeah, Gushers are S tier.
I agree. I
feel like we're gonna have 45 S. This entire bracket is just gonna be all S tiers, and then animal crackers in A and apple slices in F.
I like apple slices.
Swamp missed all the news today. Just coming in, seeing the Drake to the Raiders. He says he has Edmonds in a Dynasty league. This has to be good.
Trade.
It's good. It's not bad for.
If you have Edmonds in Dynasty, are you guys trading him?
Yep.
I have him in 2 leagues actually.
Yep, I'm trading him.
I'm sending offers all day.
Yeah, I am moving Edmonds because his value is not going to get higher when they inevitably sign another running back.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, if you can get good value for him, do it. But I want to see what that good value is. I guess I got a
terrible decision.
Nope, I agree, Rick. Scooby-Doo gummies should go in D. They're not even the best of the gummies.
Man, someone at my office at my last startup started ordering, like the CEO started ordering those, and I was like reintroduced to them, and I became obsessed again. Like everyone in our office would just all of a sudden across the office, Tyler would just throw me some Scooby gummies. Yeet. They're delicious.
Tim says terrible take Tuesday. Get again.
The blue ones, they were special.
Oh yeah. They're so good. They're like candy.
Anthony says, unlike the fruit tiers, I can't eat most of these foods, so I'm not as passionate about these. Yeah, well, find some anger deep down there somewhere to get pissed about something on this list. And Swamp said, F you, Simon. JK, love you. You guys, you're also S. Rick said, Edmonds is a hard sell. We agree. I would also sell Edmonds right now. Okay. I have one more snack on here that would be S tier for me, but really only one more. And that is the Nutty Buddy bar. I used to pound Nutty Buddies in high school. That sounds really weird.
I'm sure you did, Simon. I'm sure you did.
Where are you guys putting Nutty Buddies? They're S for me. Not Nutter Butters, but Nutty Buddies.
C.
C.
B.
So S, C, B.
They don't go for me.
We'll go B. Man, you guys are crazy. Roto Heat Sully says Canada sucks. We didn't have half of these.
Well, that's probably lucky for you, Sully. I mean, you don't need to eat any of this stuff.
Doritos S tier, string cheese S tier from Rick. And Thomas says, if it makes you feel better, Sully, Denmark has 0 of these. Thomas, you know what would be funny if we did a tier list of Denmark snacks, but we've never had any of them, and we had to judge based solely off the pictures and names that we saw.
That would be really interesting.
Maybe we'll do a Danish snack foods list.
I have one more thing in here that I think belongs in S tier, and it's Oreos for me.
Anthony says hashtag pound Nutty Buddy. We'll make Pound Nutty Buddy shirts. We've got so many shirt ideas. We have to start actually making them, just throwing them out there. Let's do that this weekend. Josh says Oreos are S tier. JL, what do you think? The Oreo snack pack.
I think they're A.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't quite put them in S tier. I think they're really good.
I think part of it is like what I had access to as a kid. And like Oreos, I feel like I always had more access to, and so they became less special.
That makes sense. I feel like I didn't have much access to Oreos when I was a kid,
so maybe
they were
that's
special. Yeah.
For some reason, I thought the S was a typo. I forgot that was the name of a tier, and I just read this as "put the nutty in." But
I read it as that as well first when I first read it too, Simon.
Yeah, Rice Krispies have to be an S.
Are you kidding me? Rice Krispies are F. They're the worst snack on this list.
So delicious.
They're so overrated.
I could eat 1,000 of them.
No, you could not. You would eat one bite and then feel like you were going to vomit. Have you had a Rice Krispie treat recently?
Yes, they're delicious. And I always wanted more. Whenever I had them, I always wished that it kept going.
Thomas said that would actually be hilarious to do the Danish snack ones. Yeah, we might actually do it. Anthony says, he found one to get upset about. Oreos tier 1, S tier. No! Oreos are elite. I say Oreos A as well.
Yeah, I think that's what we put them on, yeah. Rice Krispie treats, by the way, I like them a lot. Under Oreos, they would be like A for me.
I go F.
So A.
But you guys both said A.
Sorry.
No, I said S. Let the record show.
Sorry. I'm just being honest, guys. I'm telling you what I like.
Ricky
I love how
Butts.
Simon doesn't realize his own takes are terrible.
What? No, my takes are the best. I got
Every
the best
time we
snack
do
takes.
this.
And actually, yeah.
Sully says, give Rick his string cheese or his cheese sting.
Let's just get the cheese stings out of the way.
Cheese sting.
Cheese stings.
I ate, okay, if we're going from a volume perspective too, you have no idea how many string cheeses I ate growing up. I think I agree with Rick. String cheese is an S tier snack. It's got that nutritional value a little bit too. Like you get the kids some of their vitamin C or whatever the hell comes in milk, calcium. My nutrition background. J Few says Rice Krispie is S. Yeah, well, Roto Heat Sully says I never say this, but JL is 100% right. Crispy squares.
I like that name for it.
So funny.
Rick says blasphemy. So I put string cheese in S. JL put it in C. Josh, where are you putting string cheese?
Just the fact that I had like fun, like taking off the strings, like I didn't love the taste of string cheese, like it's B probably for me. It's probably B. Like I just had fun with it. Sorry guys, I didn't love it.
Rick, let the record show, Rick, that I put string cheese in S tier. These buffoons did not.
Why?
Listen up. I didn't love cheese when I was younger, and I know that sounds crazy. I love cheese so much more nowadays than I did when I was younger. I didn't even love like cheese pizza. I didn't like too much cheese. I preferred like saucy pizza.
Jay says, I thought I knew you guys.
String cheese is like chewing rubber that came out of a cow's tit.
Rick says, I've never been this disappointed in my life.
You really
have higher standards,
Ricky.
Dude,
you
string
deserve a
cheese
better life, Rick.
We have, out of all the snacks listed right here, string cheese is the only one that is currently in my house.
Breaking news.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to put that on the screen.
What?
I think Swamp said it as well. Oh, no. Anthony said it.
Yes.
Will Fuller to Miami.
Yes. Oh,
yes.
Is Tim happy? Tim, are you happy?
Tim, let us know what you think. Sully said, kind of sad I showed up today, TBH. They're really disappointing people. Jay said, I keep string cheese in my work fridge at all times. Yeah, we've got string cheese at this house at all times as well. And Tim said, I'll allow it. He's fine with it.
I'll allow it.
And Jordan has Will Fuller in our Dynasty League, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, good for Tua, right? To have a weapon like Will Fuller down there in Miami. We'll see what that means for Will Fuller.
We got to finish these tiers.
We do.
Let's go. Quick.
Apple slices. F. You were always like disappointed. I'm thinking like back to like kids. Like it's and
C.
you know what? I don't like red apples
C.
that much anyways. F for me.
Why do I always feel like I'm agreeing with JL? It's a C.
Because I have good takes.
I don't know. It like on
I'm
these
not an idiot buffoon,
I feel like we're always agreeing. It's weird.
Dude, but what's gonna go below apple slices?
I like apple slices.
God. Okay.
Snack packs.
There's gonna be things.
There'll be things.
Maybe not.
Cheez-Its. JL, where are you putting Cheez-Its?
D.
Put apple slices in D.
You said D, Josh?
Too late. It's already locked in. There's no moving it.
It's D.
Cheez-Its are like a D thing for me too.
What? Cheez-Its are S tier. Cheez-Its are so good.
I don't like Cheez-Its.
You guys both said D?
Yeah. JL and I are freaking weird, man.
You know what?
JL and I are weird.
We're just normal. We're 100% normal.
Rick says terrible taste, JL.
Oh, yeah. The two idiots in the viewers who have no taste at all every week. Week after week, they have terrible takes.
I'm sorry.
I feel bad about nothing. I apologize for nothing.
God, you guys are hating on my takes, but I'm Jay just said all caps, don't like Cheez-Its. Cheez-Its are solid B. There's nothing better than Cheez-It crumbs, like in the bottom of the bag, like the really salty Cheez-It crumbs. God, that alone makes it an S tier. Sean says, I'll 100% buy a shirt that says #pound nutty buddies. I'm also not in here as much since I started this new job at You Jabronis. Better saving a spot in the listener Dynasty League or else. You got one. You're locked in, Sean. You're one of the original guys who's been in the chat with us. You 100% got it. Jason Simon's the only one with taste on the show, but we got to get through these. We got 1 minute to do 20 different snacks.
Let's go.
2 minutes.
Cosmic brownies. Man, I got a lot of S's on here. A. I say A.
F.
What?
B.
So I guess they go in B?
Yeah.
Okay. It's like
they're solid.
They're delicious. Doritos.
B.
B. I agree. Wow, we all agreed.
Hey, that's the first one.
I think so. That is the first one. Dunkaroos.
S for me.
S.
C.
Yes.
See?
Look
See, this is a perfect example, Simon.
That was
terrible
Dunkaroos
opinions.
were the one thing I texted Simon that should be on this list. So
Dunkaroos are freaking delicious.
I love Dunkaroos.
Rick said, I have so many things to say, but I need my YouTube account for the Roto.
Who hurt you, JL? Who hurt you?
All of you did.
Thomas is saying string cheese is amazing. And then Tim says JL is the food critic in Ratatouille.
I don't know what that means. So
he's kind of a dick.
Good.
He's just very snobby with his food.
Dunkaroos are totally fine, and I didn't have them enough to put them in S tier. They're just an average snack for me. You guys are overhyping them.
What is Jay saying? Is he like them or not like them?
Not like them.
I think he doesn't. If they're in S, he's probably
Dunkaroos do not belong in S tier. This is garbage baloney. Fruit by the foot. A.
S.
A. Fruit by the foot going in A.
Perfect.
Fruit roll up, I'm going to put in D for the sole reason that it took me about 2 years until my mom watched me eat one and let me know I was supposed to unwrap it and take the plastic off.
What? You are a dumb baby.
You ate the plastic?
Yeah, I wouldn't unroll it. I would just take it out of the outer wrapper and then bite into it.
Listen, Rick and Jay, this is who you are agreeing with.
Jay says Dunkaroos are average at best. Rick said someone ate hot pizza and now has no taste. Jay said, I don't mind them, but nowhere near S tier. Completely agree, Jay. So fruit roll-ups are D for me.
I would put them in probably C or D.
Yeah, I was thinking B or C.
They're a less good version of fruit by the foot.
Me too. That's what I was thinking.
See, there it is. The only cool thing about fruit roll-ups is eventually they did introduce the ones where you could put like tattoos
on your tongue. Yeah.
Remember that? That was so much fun. Anthony says, y'all are mad about Dunkaroos, but I'm literally dead on the Oreos for S tier hill. That's a fair hill to die on. I knew we were going to make some people upset with that one.
I love you, Anthony.
And Jay says, okay, now I'm worried. I agree with Simon.
Oh, God.
Man, Oreos are trash. Oreos are in the 101 convo. We got all sorts.
You got freaking hot and cold down here.
Gogurt.
Yeah, I thought we had something.
Gogurt,
All right,
A for me.
Is C.
Let's go B.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Goldfish,
B.
F.
I like goldfish a little more than Cheez-Its.
Dude, plain goldfish are so boring. The flavor blasted, now we can talk. But plain goldfish are just like, here's like some orange tinted, flavorless, stale crackers.
I have that giant carton downstairs in my kitchen right now.
I would go C for goldfish.
And Joe, what did you say?
I said? I think I said B, so C is fine.
B? Okay, cool.
Okay, well, I said F.
I
That's an
like
F tier
goldfish.
snack. Thomas also thinks Oreos are trash. And Jay says, go, Gert. F. I was doing the caps. Jay Fuse thinks goldfish B. And Rhoda Heat Sully said Oreos make snacking fun. Wait a minute. No, they don't.
Yes, they do. You could pass them over. You could double stuff. A lot of stuff to do there with Oreos. Dip them in the milk.
Rick says we don't have to agree on anything in life as long as we have string mother trucking cheese. I agree. We got the
Ritz crackers.
Handy snacks. They're not just Ritz crackers. They are the handy snacks.
The
truly vile, disgusting, spreadable cheese that goes on these gross crackers.
I loved it.
F.
Simon, the whole draft. F.
F.
Every single food.
It's a C for me.
This is a solid A.
JL, I feel like this draft is really speaking your language because like you still eat like you're 4 years old. So.
100%. And I have no shame in that. There's nothing wrong with that.
I think it ends up in a C, right? Since you F.
I said F. Yep, that's where it is. The iced honey
What was
bun.
it that you were making the other day for Leanne's birthday? Cornish hens?
Yeah, I made a cranberry apple rice stuffed Cornish hens for
F.
Hey, that shit was delicious.
Your birthday dinner was F.
Rich says, wait, he doesn't like real cheese, but he likes that government cheese ripoff.
Cheese ripoff.
Well, I don't. I think I was saying I don't love cheese.
It was the cracker part that really made it with the cheese.
Okay,
and
the iced honey bun.
Experience, you know.
I'm gonna go A, not S. The only thing keeping it from S is I didn't really eat them as a child. They just made me fat during the off season from wrestling in high school. I would eat like 10 of those a day from the vending machine. But they're an A tier. You say B, Josh. We got a B and an A.
We're getting so mean at each other.
It's a B. Sorry, I just don't love honey buns. Actually,
Lunchables. I'm not going first again. Josh, where are you putting Lunchables? This is as a whole, so take it as you will. It's not just the pizza or the ham and cheese.
But even like the little crunch bar you get with it and everything.
This is all varieties too.
It's a B. I don't know.
Sally says it's past 4 p.m. EST. Now the fun starts.
Let's get weird.
Rick says Lunchables are S. So Josh, you said B. JL, what are you saying?
I think they are A. I loved getting Lunchables from my lunchbox. It made my whole day better.
I hated Lunchables as a kid.
Of course you did.
Well, I didn't eat. All I ate was like fruit and bread. I didn't eat any sauces or any wet food. So I didn't eat the cheese or the salsa or the sauce on the pizza I didn't eat meat either. So I wouldn't eat the ham one. I wouldn't eat the pepperonis. So there was literally nothing in them that I would like eat except for the plain chips. F. The only thing saving it from F tier is that now I like the nachos one. Like every once in a while, I'll just grab
nachos
some.
One was one of the best ones.
So it's D for you?
It's D for me. Nacho saved it from F. But you guys both said A, right? Or one? B. You said B. JL, you said A?
Yep.
I said F. Does that make it B or does that make it C?
B. Makes it B.
Yeah, makes it B.
We're trying to edge it out.
Nutter butter. I say C. They're fine.
No. At least A.
C. Sorry, JL. That was like our first one we haven't agreed on, I feel like. We've been like very close to each other.
I don't know how you could like the animal cracker things and not Nutter Butters.
Tim says,
I'd rather eat animal crackers over Nutter Butters, but
100%.
I don't know about the
I would eat a million animal crackers. Tim said, where the F are the Swiss cake rolls? I think that's
actually a really good point.
But as well, that's where Jay found his zebra cakes earlier.
Are awesome.
Sean says, I will agree with Jay, though. They have lost their appeal as I've gotten older.
Yeah, I haven't had a Lunchable in forever, but as a kid, that shit was on point.
Sean says Lunchables pepperoni pizza for the win. That's how I feel about your Lunchables pepperoni pizza, Sean. Sorry. Sean said at least A. And Jay said I never liked them. Even as a kid, the nacho one was solid.
Hey, don't skip over that comment.
Which one?
Let's stay here for a little while. Thank you, Jay. You're very welcome.
You're a beautiful man.
So I can't believe I agree with the villain on Nutter Butters. Well, that's a villainous snack.
Because we're right. Because we're right.
Roto always says Nutter Butters are dog treats.
So are Lunchables, according to Jay.
Oatmeal cream pie. I know Rick's going to be mad at me for this one, but that's an F tier snack. I did not like those as a kid.
S tier snack for me.
F.
S, baby.
I can't
believe
my
grandmother had these at her house all the time. I was just excited to
go
to my grandmother's to eat
next to her butterscotch candies. Like
no, ew.
Says the guy who wants string cheese at S.
Sorry, Jordan. You know what's up.
I would rather have string cheese than an oatmeal cream pie. Rick says oatmeal cream pies are easily better than Oreos.
Oatmeal cream pies probably win this whole thing for me, actually.
Really?
So y'all saw the Will Fuller thing, right? Yeah, we talked about it a little bit, but we're probably going to talk about it more on tomorrow's stream because we got to get through these snacks. But yeah, that's exciting for Tua and exciting for Miami.
We really have our priorities set straight as
we have the football half, and then this is important. This is
really got to get through the snacks. Right,
dude, we're on pretzels. What are we supposed to just ignore the rolled golds? Maybe.
Rolled golds.
Josh, where are you putting these pretzels?
D.
John Luke?
I have these downstairs right now as well. Rolled golds, tiny twists, the ones that are pictured there are the only ones that we buy at my house. And they're fine. Solid B. I might even put them in C.
I'll put them in D. Like, I can't believe Cheez-Its are freaking down there.
No.
That's insane.
Honestly, I would rather have Cheez-Its than roll.
Cheez-Its are great. Tim wants to know if we even have taste buds.
You're worried about the fake cheese and the handy snacks, but you're cool with Cheez-Its?
Dude, but it's like freaking I said the cheese was disgusting. I don't care if it's fake. I eat McDonald's chicken nuggets on like a weekly basis. Like I'm not worried about if it's fake. It's just if it tastes gross. Dude, I haven't had Whataburger in weeks. So
you literally took a picture of your chicken tenders last week.
Oh yeah. I haven't had Whataburger since this
week.
Whataburger is not my go-to fast food. I resent you saying that. Whataburger is probably like 4th or 5th.
I didn't say it was your favorite. I just said that you literally had it for breakfast like 3 days ago.
I hate you. I hate everything about you. Next up, we've got Ritz Bits, the little cheese-filled cracker sandwiches.
F.
Rick says, way to divide us.
If this doesn't include the peanut butter versions,
let's include. This is the peanut butter and the cheese version because we did Lunchables was all of them. This is all. This was all Ritz crackers. So he says next week fast food tiers. We did a fast food bracket, but we could do a fast food tiers list as well. Josh, where are you putting Ritz Bits? Peanut butter and cheese.
They weren't my favorite. They fall in D for me.
I agree with you because they like just would fall apart. The fillings would be off center. And they weren't very good.
That's the thing.
I didn't like them.
Yeah,
they weren't symmetrical.
Dude,
I need my snacks to be aligned.
I will give that to Oreos. They've got some uniform quality for the most part in there. A Ritz Bits cracker, like the cheese will be like half hanging off and the other cracker will be broken.
I don't know.
Half of the animals in your little carnival animal crackers up there look like deformed, like they had some crazy wild tumors. They didn't even look like animals. You're talking to me about.
Who cares?
You do apparently.
No, I care if the frosting was half hanging off of them and it was like a half naked rhinoceros with like just a pink horn. Then I'd be upset.
I'm actually with Simon on this one. It sounds weird. I understand. I understand.
Why are you saying like I need Josh's validation? I don't care what Josh thinks.
There's something weird. Like all of them were all screwed up, and I don't know. It always turned me off a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, they did not turn me off.
I don't know why. I don't know why.
Not many of these snacks did.
Sully says I was wrong. Ritz Bits are dog treats. I agree. Jay says Chick-fil-A 101. Wrong.
Wrong.
Rick says I can't do this anymore. Me neither. It says he's back on board with Jay with shark bites greater than Scooby-Doo gummies by a large margin. I have never had shark bites, so I'm going to. Yes. I'm going to sit this one out. Josh, you have the final vote with JL.
They're the same as Scooby-Doo gummies.
They're literally they're very similar. So S. They both belong in S. You don't have to.
Yeah.
Jay,
sure.
listen, Jay. You don't have to try and quantify everything and say this is better than that. They can be this good. All right.
Wait,
I'll eat both of them.
JL, that's literally the game we're playing.
No, it's not. It's put them in tiers, and they're in the same tier. We're not sorting within tiers.
Oh, snack pack. I take back what I said earlier. I have string cheese in my fridge, but I also have snack packs in my fridge. Are you kidding me? Pudding is top tier.
Pudding is like poo-poo diarrhea.
Yeah, and it's delicious. All my favorite foods are poo-poo diarrhea. Every single one of them does that to me. Snack packs are S. Josh, we're on opposite ends of the spectrum here. Where are you going?
I'm with you, Simon. I love snack packs. It's
Woo!
S tier. Yeah.
Bunch of idiots.
I'd be willing to go A, but I love snack packs. They're S.
Snack packs in the S tier.
A, Josh.
Let's go. JL, I thought we had a connection, but
No, apparently you're an idiot.
Rick said, "Where are the corn nuts?"
Ugh.
Yeah, I think we're saving your life, or we're making you like us a little bit more by not talking about corn nuts on stream today. If you're a fan of those. Sean said, not sure if you guys dove into Damian Williams' potential landing spots, but I would be pumped if he went to the Steelers. Yeah, that would be a good spot for him. That would be interesting.
Any running back the Steelers sign, he's going to get so much hype.
JLJ says, I hope you don't come to the Expo.
You convinced me to come, and now I'm coming.
And Rick asked, what about combos?
That's actually a good point.
They're not on the list.
I feel like I never got them in my lunch box or bag. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Tim said your S tier equals me cry. Him and Swamp are crying, but Swamp's at work crying. Snack pack S tier without a doubt. Okay, we got 3 more. Teddy Grahams. C.
D.
C.
C.
We pretty much agreed there.
Twinkies.
C.
Wow, we
agree.
Hey,
let's go. Let's go, boys.
Rick said this isn't a fantasy advice show. This isn't even an advice show. This is just a show. I mean, fair right now. Uncrustables, guys, where are you going with this one? The last one.
I would say S.
Josh?
C.
JL, we're going to end agreeing. Uncrustables are S tier. I ate so many Uncrustables in my life. Here is our final tier list, guys.
Simon, you're smart. You suck.
I feel like that was like one of the only ones where you guys like separated from me, which is kind of cool.
We love you too, Rick. And if you ever want to just watch a plain old show, we're here every day at 3 p.m. Forget fantasy, forget advice. We should change our name from the Fantasy Football Game Show to just The Show. Every day at 3 p.m. Eastern.
The Front Yard Show.
The Front Yard Show. There's no requirements to have a front yard.
Rick says, but I put your show in D tier just because you got my blood pressure up today.
That's fair. That's fair.
And Sean says, Uncrustables are dank. Have you tried one with the chalked hazelnut Nutella? I have not.
No. Grape jelly.
I would eat that.
Grape jelly.
I would eat that.
Yo, I don't know why I just said yo. My girlfriend sent me a video the other day of they took bread and then they put some cheese, like folded up some cheese and put it in there. But then they took a cup and smushed it out. So that kind of made like a Uncrustable grilled cheese. Then they popped that thing in the toaster and made a toaster grilled cheese.
Spy, go buy an Uncrustable.
JL said, Spy, go.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I'll try it and report back. Jay, I think that's probably to the whole stream. I agree. That's my general reaction. Guys, I will be posting this tier list on our Twitter after the stream today. So you guys can go fight with us some more in the comments if you want to share, get other people angry with us or in full agreement with some of the great takes on here. And then we will be finishing the Dynasty wide receiver tier list next week with wide receivers 21 through 40 being added and maybe some reorganization. Brady said, once you do enough of these, you can do a tier list. Brady, it's funny you've said that because we've talked about doing a bracket where we take all the winners of the past brackets with no context and put them in a single bracket to face off against each other.
It would have to be on Friday.
It would. Jay says, terrible takes, great show. You know what? I really appreciate that.
I feel like that says more about the fact that you watched us all the way through than it says that we made this all the way through.
Okay, guys, we've already gone almost 20 minutes over today. I'll put this on Twitter, like I said, and if you guys enjoyed this or you want to see more of our takes to get mad at us, you can Oh no! I forgot to get in line again. This is the worst day of my life. Rick's opening a Top Shot pack in 30 minutes if anybody wants to join him. It's fun watching people open Top Shot packs if you haven't. I still have yet to get one.
Awesome.
Have you gotten one yet, guys?
No, you got to teach me how to do it.
Well, if you don't have an account yet, you're in trouble. They're like limiting new accounts being created right now, but you can get on the wait list. Rick says Jay's takes S tier. Simon, the drop is at 5 p.m. I thought it was at 12 p.m. PT, not at
and then I'm reading this one thing here on my phone, and it says trading makes fantasy fun.
Oh, trading does make fantasy fun. And if
keep
you think
trading
makes JL, anything you got to say, or are we out of here?
We're out of here, baby.
We're out of here. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for Fun Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern, because today was real boring. Adios.
It was so boring. Love you guys.